Yo, welcome back to another episode of Q Reviews. In this Q Review, we'll be going over Lightyear, the toy, well, the man based off the toy from the Toy Story franchise. This time around, Chris Evans plays the voice of Buzz Lightyear, which is different from Tim Allen, who played the toy in the 4 Toy Story movies. And he was all right. Chris Evans was all right. I thought he carried the character pretty well. He's not as over the top as Tim Allen is, but I think he did well. Now, the story of Buzz Lightyear is basically said that this is the movie that Andy watched to inspire him to get the Toy Story toy, right? So this is the movie he watched. I know what people are saying, like, yeah, this looks way different from the 1991 PlayStation 3 era to the 2022. It looks light years ahead of its time. Of course, technology changes so fast. I would be pissed if they gave me a Buzz Lightyear movie that looked like it was from 1991 from the PlayStation 3 era. That was groundbreaking at its time, but now we're in 2022 and Pixar's still taking it to those other levels. Now, the story of Lightyear is basically Buzz Lightyear is on the space mission and he gets stranded on the planet and they trying to get off the planet. So they're trying to invent a new way to come up with light speed so they can get off this planet. And Buzz Lightyear is so involved with the mission and so involved with getting them off the planet. That's all that matters, you know. That's all that matters. And he fails multiple times trying to reach light speed. And small spoiler here, as he tries to reach light speed, years here on Earth with the relativity, years go by. I think 4 years go by every time he does it. And he keeps doing it and doing it and doing it. I'm like, damn, son, just calm down. Your whole life is passing you by while you know what I'm saying, trying to figure out how to just finish the mission. And I think this is important because it comes from self. He is totally self-absorbent of finishing this mission, that nothing else really around him matters. He cares about the people, but he cares more about his pride, his mission, his thing. So he don't like working with other people. So this showing his character, which I like, and I'm gonna get into that. The first part of this film, I really like, you know what I'm saying? I really love. I thought they did a really good job for what they were setting up, you know what I'm saying, with this time relativity thing and them trying to finish the mission. But during the second half of the movie, it turns into a completely different cliche-ish type of movie, which I didn't love. You get a lot of references from old movies like Alien, even Back to the Future a little bit of Star Wars too. You'll think it'll work, you know what I'm saying, all in its favor, but I think it bogs the movie down for how strong it was at the first half. And but I will say that Pixar are doing such amazing things with their lighting, their global illumination lighting. I was like, damn, that looks fire, bro. Like, that shit looks fire. And you know what I'm saying, I'm just puzzling how they're doing it. All the models, all the care to the armor on their suit. So you see the old Buzz Lightyear suit, you know, the purple and green one. He's got it updated, got the weathering on it. It's fucking dope. And then you see Buzz Lightyear 2, like he's almost on this Dagobah planet. He got the orange suit. I thought that was dope. The environments look good. Everything looks good. It's Pixar. They're the best animation studio in the world, son. So you know that shit's gonna get Chris. Every time they release a big budget movie, they somehow up the ante on the CG, and they working with all proprietary software because, you know, they keep that in house so they can have something special. And compare, like, if you would have told me in 91 or whenever, when the first Toy Story came out, to 2022 would it look like this, I would have told you yes, you know what I'm saying, because they're constantly progressing this technology. Also, Keke Palmer does a great job as a space ranger here. Her character was believable, and this is the other girl that's a space ranger from Orange is the New Black. I think her name is Crazy Eyes, who played one of the first Rangers. I thought she did a pretty good job too, and they worked off Chris Evans. The other two sidekick characters played by Taika Waititi, and I don't know who the other character was. I think she was an older lady. They didn't quite work for me. They were there for comic relief, and I thought they were all right. During that second act, it was harder for me to be engaged with the action. Sometimes I'm just, again, I'm looking at like action set pieces. I wish they would do more with these. Actually, I wish Buzz Lightyear would have traveled to more planets, face more different aliens, you know, so I could be on my edge of my seat. But I was on the edge of my seat at some of the space scenes. scenes. Like when they're in inner space, this is a part with Keke Palmer's within inner space, and it's this character called Socks, and you think he might not make it. By the way, Socks steals the show in this film. Yo, I don't even like cats, but this cat was ill. This cat did everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? He had to cool down for the ship. He was like one of the main plot points for the entire movie, for this whole thing to work. So he was like the R2 of this story. So I really like Socks. And overall, I think this film is good. It's a good film. It's not one of Pixar's best. It's not like Toy Story 3. It doesn't have that emotional gut punch or you riding with them. It doesn't have I think the pacing is off in this film at sometimes, but I think it still looks beautiful. I think the best thing for this movie will be for children. I think children will really gravitate towards Buzz Lightyear, like a child that's like 7 or 8, and seeing this wondering and awe for the first time. That's gonna work for me. Like me being an adult in my 40s, I can pick apart little things that I don't like, find cliche. And then when you talk about time and time relativity, it gets a little messy and plot hole-ish. And I've seen some of those plot holes in the third act. I would suggest this. If this was released on Disney Plus, I'd be totally fine with it and just watched it here at home. Does it add to the theatrical experience for me seeing at the theater? It was still cool to see those Pixar crispy graphics up there, but the story is just lacking on this one. It's just lacking a little bit. I think children are gonna like this more than adults. Like I like Chip and Dale more than this, because that movie is like this is not for kids. This is made for me. Now this movie I think is more centered towards children, and that's okay for a Pixar film. So if you want me to give a score of Lightyear, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think this is a fine film, and I think Pixar still stepping up their game. I think just the story is lacking in a second and third act. It just didn't grasp me like how I wanted to be grasped. How I wanted to be grasped. Do I want to be grasped? I don't I don't know. Yeah, it just falls a little short for me to have that emotional punch. Did you guys see Lightyear? Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. And if you like this video, go ahead, hit me that like button. If you really like this content, consider subscribing to the Q Review family. And don't just stare at it, eat it. Peace.
I'm out cold, you hoes been exposed. Walk up on you slow with the flow and unload. You got more left for dead on the road. I strode when your car got towed.